I'm still shaking from the fight I just had with my mom, and honestly don't know if I'm being crazy or if this is as messed up as it feels. So I, female, 28, came home from work today to find my mom had let herself into my house and completely destroyed my kitchen while helping me organize. Am I the idiot for changing my locks after telling her to give me back my spare key and she refused? Okay, so, context. My mom, female, 55, has always been the type of person who thinks she's helping but actually just creates chaos everywhere she goes. Like when I got my first apartment at 23, she surprised me by deep cleaning it while I was at work and accidentally threw away my birth certificate and social security card because they were just loose papers cluttering up your desk. She meant well, but I literally had to take time off work to get replacements from the DMV and Social Security office. I moved out specifically to get away from her constant need to control everyone's living spaces. Growing up, she would rearrange my room without asking and then get mad when I couldn't find anything. The whole family has this thing where if you tell my mom, "No thanks, I don't need help," you automatically become the ungrateful, selfish child who doesn't appreciate family. 2 years ago, I had a health scare and gave her a spare key for actual emergencies. You know, like if I fell and couldn't get to the door or something. But apparently, my mom's definition of emergency keeps getting bigger and bigger. So today, I pull into my driveway after work and see her car in front of my house. Weird, but whatever. Maybe she needed to use the bathroom or something. I unlock my front door, except it's already unlocked, which immediately makes my stomach drop because I always lock my door. I walk into my kitchen and there's my mom, elbow deep in my spice cabinet with boxes and bags scattered all over my counters. She looks up all cheerful and acts like this is totally normal. I asked her what the hell she was doing here, and she starts explaining how she was in the neighborhood. She lives 25 minutes away, and decided to help organize my kitchen since it looked overwhelming the last time she visited, which was 3 weeks ago for like an hour. I look around and she's thrown out half my spice collection claiming it was expired. It wasn't. I literally bought most of it last month, moved all my dishes to different cabinets because apparently the way I had them was bad, feng shui, and somehow got my cast iron pan soaking in the sink with soap, which anyone who cooks knows you're never supposed to do. It's already starting to rust. I find my expensive spices sitting in a trash bag by the door. I ask her why she didn't call first, and she gets all defensive, saying she was just trying to help, and I'm being really ungrateful. Classic mom manipulation. But then, I notice something that makes my blood boil. My mail, which I always leave on the counter until I have time to go through it, has been moved to the kitchen table and sorted into neat little piles, and my credit card statement envelope has been partially pulled out and refolded, like someone was trying to put it back exactly how they found it, but failed. I asked if she went through my mail, and she does this thing where she doesn't exactly deny it, but goes, "I couldn't help noticing some of the numbers while I was organizing," which tells me everything I need to know. At that point, I completely lost it. I told her this was completely unacceptable and I wanted my spare key back right now. She starts going off about how families should trust each other, and I'm being paranoid and ungrateful. But when I hold out my hand for the key, she refuses to give it back. She storms off saying I'm paranoid and ungrateful, but keeps my key. She literally just proved she can't be trusted with it, and then refuses to give it back when called out. My dad, male, 58, has completely given up on trying to set boundaries with her because it's easier to just let her do whatever she wants than deal with her getting upset, which means this keeps getting worse and worse. I called a locksmith as soon as she left, and I'm getting my locks changed tomorrow morning. Part of me feels bad because I know she thinks she's helping, but I also feel like I can't trust her anymore. She went through my personal mail and financial information without permission and then refused to give back my key when confronted. But now I'm second-guessing myself because my whole family is going to think I'm being mean to my mom who was just trying to help. I already know that's exactly how this is going to get spun. Am I the idiot for changing my locks after my mom invaded my privacy and refused to give back my spare key? Now for the first update. I found out why my mom was really going through my mail, and it has nothing to do with being helpful. Sorry for the delay. Things have been absolutely chaotic since I changed my locks. So, I thought my mom was just being her usual controlling self with the whole kitchen reorganization mess. Turns out I was completely wrong, and this is so much worse than I thought. My sister, let's call her Emma, called me yesterday morning after my dad mentioned the kitchen mess to her. Apparently, Mom went home and told Dad her version of what happened. Emma asked what really happened, and I explained the whole mail snooping thing and how Mom was clearly looking at my credit card statement. Emma went completely quiet for like 30 seconds, which is not normal for her. Then she says, "Oh crap, this makes so much sense now." Apparently, Mom called Emma last week asking for copies of her bank statements and credit card info, claiming she was helping everyone get organized for taxes. Which is weird because it's freaking June, and also Mom has never done anyone's taxes in her life. But Emma said Mom seemed really interested in everyone's monthly expenses and how much available credit we all had. I'm like, what the hell? So I called my dad directly because something was clearly going on that nobody was telling me about. At first, Dad just deflects with his usual, "you know how your mother worries" bullshit. But when I mentioned the thing about Mom asking everyone for financial documents, he went completely silent. Like I could hear him breathing, but he didn't say anything for 30 seconds. Then his voice completely breaks, and he says, "I need to tell someone about this." Oh my God, you guys. I was not prepared for what came next. So apparently their retirement account had insufficient funds for an automatic transfer last week. The bank called Dad directly about the failed payment. When he checked the account online, he found 2 years of monthly $2,400 transfers to my brother's name. 2 fucking years. My dad confronted Mom about it, and she broke down crying and admitted she's been secretly covering my brother's mortgage payments with their retirement money, the money Dad has been saving for literally decades. I felt sick hearing this because suddenly everything clicked into place. Mom's been way more anxious lately, constantly reorganizing everyone's spaces. And now, the financial snooping makes perfect sense. She was probably trying to figure out which of her kids had enough money to take over helping my brother. So I called Mom directly. At first, she denied everything and kept saying she was just trying to help everyone organize. But when I told her Dad already told me about the retirement fund situation, she completely lost it. She starts crying and admits she's completely panicked. Apparently, my brother will lose his house in foreclosure next month if she stops helping him. But the retirement money is almost gone, and Dad has threatened to leave her if she gives brother any more money. Get this, she was checking my finances to see if I could help my brother instead. She literally went through my mail to figure out if I had enough credit available to take over his mortgage payments. I can't even, the audacity of this plan is just insane. She begged me not to tell anyone else because it would destroy the family. Too late for that, Mom. I called my brother directly about this whole mess. He gets all defensive, saying it's just a temporary rough patch and he'll figure it out. But after I kept pressing, he finally admits he's been unemployed for 8 months. 8 months. And Mom made him promise not to tell anyone because she was handling it, and he'd pay her back when he found the right job. The right job. Dude, you're about to lose your house. Maybe take whatever job you can get. I honestly don't know what to do here. My dad worked his entire life saving for retirement, and now it's just gone. Because my brother couldn't figure out how to adult properly. And my mom enabled this whole thing by making his problems her problems. I mean, I get that she loves him and wants to help, but she literally went behind Dad's back for 2 years and spent their entire future. And then when Dad found out and cut her off, her solution was to go through my personal financial information to see if she could rope me into this mess too. I'm honestly not sure I can ever trust her again. The kitchen thing wasn't about helping or controlling my space. It was a recon mission to figure out how much money I have so she could guilt me into becoming my brother's new ATM. What the hell am I supposed to do with this information? Dad's talking about divorce, brother's about to be homeless, and Mom is acting like I'm the bad guy for not wanting to help family. I can't even process this right now. I came here originally asking if I was wrong for changing my locks over some kitchen reorganizing, and now I find out it was actually part of some weird financial espionage mission. This family is so fucked up, I don't even know where to start fixing it, if it can even be fixed at this point. Edit. 1. To those asking if Dad can get the money back, he's looking into it, but Mom had legal access to the account, so probably not. 2. Since everyone's asking about my brother's job situation, he apparently keeps turning down jobs because they're beneath him, while mom enabled this by covering his expenses. 3. No, I haven't talked to a lawyer yet, but honestly, I'm more worried about my parents' marriage imploding than my own legal situation. 4. For people saying, I should help my brother, I'm not becoming his new financial safety net just because mom ran out of retirement money to throw at his problems. Now for the second update. I don't even know where to begin with the absolute shit show that just happened at our family vacation. So it's been about 3 weeks since my last post about discovering my mom had been secretly funding my brother's mortgage with my parents' retirement money. Things have been awkward, to say the least. My dad's been staying at my uncle's house to think things through, and my brother is apparently crashing on a friend's couch since he lost the house to foreclosure and still doesn't have a job. Mom's been calling me like every other day, trying to act like everything is normal, which honestly just makes the whole thing more uncomfortable. Like she'll call and be like, "Oh, I saw this recipe I thought you'd like," as if we didn't just discover she's been lying about finances for 2 years straight. Anyway, last Monday, Mom calls me about our annual July 4th beach vacation. We've been doing this same trip for like 3 years now. I usually book the house, everyone splits the cost. It's the one time a year where the whole family actually gets along, or used to get along, I guess. So, Mom's all excited on the phone, talking about wanting to handle everything this year. She found this perfect beach house and wants to give this gift to the family, which immediately made me suspicious, because given everything that's happened with money lately, why is she talking about gifts? I offered to just book the usual place like always, but she cuts me off and insists she's already found this amazing house for $3,200. She starts getting all emotional, saying she needs to prove she can still provide something beautiful for her children, and honestly, it made me feel bad for her. But then she mentions that her credit card has some technical processing issues with vacation rental sites, something about fraud protection being overly sensitive because of unusual activity patterns. She asks if I could put it on my card temporarily, and she'll transfer the money to me right away. I mean, I should have seen this coming, right? But she seemed so genuine about wanting to do something nice for the family that I said yes. Plus, $3,200 split between like 8 people isn't that bad. And if she was really going to pay me back immediately, then whatever. So I booked this house she found. It's actually really nice. Ocean view, big deck, plenty of bedrooms. Mom seemed so happy when I confirmed the reservation. Fast forward to 2 days before the trip. Mom posts this super excited message in our family group chat about how she can't wait for everyone to see the gorgeous beach house she found for us, and how she worked so hard to make this perfect for everyone. Then she starts assigning bedrooms. She goes through everyone in detail. Emma and Jake get the master suite with the ocean view balcony. Dad gets the room with the private bathroom. Tommy gets the room with the twin beds, and then tells me I get the cozy living room pullout since I'm young and flexible. I'm reading this, and I'm like, wait, what? She's talking like she paid for this house, and everyone's responding with heart emojis and, "Mom, you're so thoughtful," and "Thanks for organizing everything." My dad even posts, "Sure thing," which felt weirdly cold and distant compared to everyone else's enthusiastic responses, and honestly, just made the whole family chat feel even more weird. I realize Mom has completely rewritten the narrative, and everyone thinks she paid for this vacation. And apparently, my reward for actually paying is getting stuck on the pull-out couch while my siblings get the master bedroom. I thought about saying something in the group chat, but honestly, what was I supposed to say? Like, how do I tell everyone that I actually paid for the house and Mom just took credit? That would have started a huge family fight before we even got there. So we all drive down to this beach house yesterday. Mom gives this grand tour, pointing out all these special features she chose for everyone. The ocean view, the big kitchen, the deck setup. Everyone's praising her for being so generous and thoughtful. I'm just standing there thinking, like, I literally chose all of this when I booked it. But whatever, I figured I'd talk to her privately about the payback thing, and she'd probably Venmo me the money or whatever. That night, I'm setting up the pull-out couch while listening to my sister and her husband enjoying the master suite I paid for. This morning, after everyone left for the beach, I asked Mom privately about the $3,200. Like, when was she planning to transfer it to me? She wouldn't even look at me. just kept reorganizing the kitchen cabinets and said she's still sorting out the whole financial mess with your brother, and she'll figure something out soon. That's when it hit me. She's never going to pay me back. This was never about giving the family a gift. This was about looking like the generous provider while using my money to do it. And I'm the one who gets the shitty couch while everyone else enjoys the vacation I actually paid for. So while the family was still at the beach, I called the rental company, explained that I paid with my card but needed to cancel due to a family emergency. Got a 50% refund for the remaining 2 nights. I packed my stuff, left a note on the kitchen counter saying I had to leave early due to a family emergency, and hoped everyone would enjoy the rest of the vacation, and drove home. I turned off my phone for the rest of the day because I knew the shit was about to hit the fan. This morning, I finally checked my messages, and oh boy. Apparently, the family came back from the beach to find the doors locked and the reservation canceled. They had to scramble to find hotel rooms 30 miles away at like 8 p.m. on a Saturday night during July 4th weekend. My sister is absolutely pissed at me. She sent me this long text about how I abandoned the family over money and ruined everyone's vacation because of some petty revenge. She said the kids were crying and asking why we had to leave the pretty house. My dad apparently had a massive fight with Mom about the whole lying situation and is now disappointed in everyone, according to Emma. And Mom is telling people I abandoned the family over money while conveniently leaving out the part where I paid for the house and she lied about it. I mean, was I supposed to just sleep on that torture couch for 2 more days while everyone praised Mom for her generosity with my money, after she told me she had no plan to pay me back? I feel bad about the kids being upset, but honestly, I'm just so tired of being the family ATM while getting treated like garbage. Mom literally used my money to buy herself praise and social credit while sticking me with the worst sleeping arrangement. And now, of course, I'm the villain because I didn't just shut up and take it. Because heaven forbid I expect to be paid back for a vacation I never agreed to fund, or expect decent treatment at said vacation. I honestly don't know if I can keep doing this with my family. Between the financial lies, the manipulation, and now this vacation disaster, I'm starting to think maybe I need to just step back from all of them for a while. But then, I think about my nieces and nephew being confused and upset about the vacation ending early, and I feel horrible. They didn't ask to be part of this mess. I don't know what to do anymore. Every time I try to set a boundary or stand up for myself, I become the bad guy who's tearing the family apart. But I can't keep being everyone's backup plan and paying for things while getting zero respect or appreciation. Is it wrong that I canceled the vacation? I know it affected innocent people, but I honestly felt like I was being scammed by my own mother at that point. Edit 1. Since so many are asking, yes, my mom knew I would get a partial refund. I specifically mentioned that when I called her about the cancellation after I got home. Edit 2. To those saying I should have just talked to the family about who really paid, you clearly don't understand my family dynamics. My mom would have just denied it and made me look like I was attacking her for trying to be generous. Edit 3. For people asking why I didn't confront Mom in front of everyone, honestly, after 2 years of financial lies and manipulation, I was just done playing games. Sometimes you have to make a point, even if it's uncomfortable for everyone else.